Hey guys, Sandy here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am using the wrong collection. Now this is the Discover France collection from Paper House, and I'm actually going to be using it to document a Mother's Day card that a former boss gave to me last year. So let's see what I can do. Now I decided that I was going to use that card as part of my layout. So I went to my stash and I found some embellishment mousse from Nuvo in Triple Berry that I thought was a pretty good match to that envelope. So I go ahead and grab my stencil, and I'm going to put it right over top of this black and white striped paper that is part of the Discover France collection from Paper House. Now, I am not putting this mousse on to be completely smooth. I'm also not putting it on to make sure every single little bit of the arrows are covered and filled in. It's kind of a messy stencil because I do know that I'm going to be covering up a lot of it. I'm not exactly sure where yet. I'm not exactly sure what portion I'm going to cover up, but I know a lot of it's going to be covered up, so I'm not being super careful with filling out the stencil-y bits. I do fill out the entire stencil, however, because like I said, I'm not exactly sure where it's going. So that is what it looks like, and now I've just got to figure out what I'm doing. So the mousse is still wet, but I'm going to work off the page for a little bit, so it's all going to turn out okay. I'm just kind of trying to figure out like what the placement is going to look like and what things are going to just like what layers are going to go where, because I need to build my layers off of the page while my mousse dries. Now I could have set this to the side and worked on something else, but you know what, I didn't really feel the need to do that. I felt like I could just set the layout off to the side and I could work off of the page. Now I do have that grid mat down there, so of course that helps me because I can kind of keep an eye on how wide I'm going. I didn't want to end up going off the page by creating some layers that were more than 12 inches wide. That would have stunk. So now I am just taking these layers. I used one of the banner stickers off of the sticker sheet. I'm also using some scraps from when I have created other layouts with this collection. And I'm just making sure that that envelope is not going to be directly on the mousse behind it. I wanted to make sure that there was a layer between the envelope and the arrows. And that's just because they are so similar in color. I just wanted that extra definition between them. Now, this is definitely some map paper, and I'm okay with that. If you look at it that closely and you can tell that that's a map, more power to you. Like I said, I'm not really worried about it. I do bring in some khaki, and that is not from the kit. It's just some cardstock that I have in my stash, and I'm just bringing it in to add another layer and bring in another color. I kind of felt like I needed to bring it back a little bit, and that might seem weird, but I've got black and white, and then I got that bold, almost fuchsia color, and you know, the little bit of the teal, and I felt like I needed to reintroduce another neutral just because there was a lot going on. I do washi tape in the back of this, and that's just because I didn't have a lot adhesive when I put that down, so I wanted to make sure that my layers were going to stick down. And then as you can see, I'm just trying to figure out where I want it to be. And I am covering up an awful lot of those arrows. If that stresses you out, then don't do it. Like if you have, if you're going to do mixed media and covering up all the mixed media that you have done stresses you out, figure out where your layout is going to be, and then you won't have to, quote unquote, waste your mixed media. But like I said, I'm okay with it. It's a fun process for me, and part of my scrapbooking is just enjoying the process, so I'm not worried about it. I do figure out that that's where it's going to go. You can see little bits of the arrows poking through 3 different sides, and that makes me happy. I do grab this journaling box off of the sticker sheet, and I'm going to tuck that under so that you don't see any of the pre-printed words. I am okay with the little dotted lines and arrows. I'm kind of continuing that with the sticker sheet that I had started with that banner sticker. So I pull out the little planner sticker book. They're like smaller icons, perfect for planner size, but also perfect for scrapbooking. So I grab these 3 kind of khaki and white ones and put them up at the top, just so that there is a little bit of embellishment up there. And then I am just grabbing some words and things that I think will go well on this layout. So I'm flipping through the book. I am not going to be introducing any of the red or orange colors. I feel like that would really just clash. I probably could have added the navy and been okay with it, but I decided not to. I'm just going with the teal and the khaki and the silver color. And then I am making the stickers work for me. These are one of those times where I'm not forcing it, I'm just making something work. And there's a difference. There is definitely a difference between forcing yourself to use something that you don't like, or making something that you do like work just because, you know, it just needs a little bit of an extra push. Like that was a planner checkoff sticker. And the only thing I really needed to do was add a little fishtail banner to the end of it, and then voila, it worked for me. So doing that doesn't feel like a struggle. It doesn't feel like I gotta figure this out type thing. It just feels like, you know, I'm using my supplies. So now I'm just going through and I am figuring out where I want the little bits to go, and we are making that happen. I love it when things start to come together. It makes me so happy. I can see like going from a place of I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing to I have a vision to it's actually coming to fruition gives me a little bit of a thrill, you guys. Like it's fun for me. So now I am going to add some silvery bits just so I have that sparkle throughout the entire layout. Sorry if you were hearing some things. I was putting some washi away while I was doing the voiceover. Now I thought about bringing in some other icons down below there. I wasn't a fan of it, but I did like it up here where I have kind of a little cluster. I felt like that big expanse of khaki right there was a little bit boring, so it needed a little something, and I think that the stickers did it just fine. Now I'm using these little dot stickers. I'm treating them like enamel dots, so I am kind of layering them up on other stickers, and I'm just placing them where I would put them if they were true enamel dots. These are flat though, so you know, it's fine. Not every page has to be super high and lumpy bumpy. If they were all super high and lumpy bumpy, I would have way more albums than I currently do, and I have a lot of albums. So now I'm just playing around with the stickers, trying to figure out the final little touches, what needs to happen. And there we go. So now I'm going to put on my title, and the title, there's nothing spectacular about the title. I'm using the letter stickers that were already over here. I don't know what I had to jump and do off the side real quick right there. Must have been important though, because you know, I jumped and did it. So my title is nothing spectacular. There's nothing witty, or, you know, there wasn't a lot of thought behind it. It just says it is Mother's Day. And I feel like sometimes that's fine. I feel like sometimes we get too hard on ourselves. We're like, I'm not great at titles, you know, my friends can come up with better titles than I can. You know what? If titles are their strength, then embrace that and celebrate with that with them. Maybe layering's your strength. Maybe something else is your strength. Or maybe, you know what, sometimes you just don't feel like putting the thought effort into it. You just want to play and create, and that's good too. So I have a title that says It is Mother's Day, and you know what? There we go. I probably wouldn't even have to do any journaling because that title gives you everything you need to know. This is a card, and I got it for Mother's Day. Like, voila, there you go. However, I do add a little bit of journaling right there on that journaling block that I created. Or I guess I didn't really create it. It came off of the sticker and I tucked it in. So yeah, you know what, we're going with it. I created it. So I'm just going to also add a little bit of a dashed line around the khaki bit, and I also add little arrowheads on some of the dashed lines just to kind of mimic what I have going on in the sticker and also down there on that little journaling card, because I felt like it needed a little something, and then that was a great way to do it. So now I'm going to add my journaling, and once that is finished, the layout is finished. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this one. I think I'm going to get one more layout out of this collection for using the wrong collection, and then I need to find another collection to work with. So, wow, I'm spending a lot of time journaling. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Ring the bell if you'd like to get notifications every time a video goes live on my channel. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.